Hi, I'm Jericho Red. Welcome back to my poorly thought out Let's Talk About series. So, let's talk about Miguel O'Hara. Miguel O'Hara is objectively wrong. Quite a statement to make. A hill to die on. But it's one that I've been dying on since Across the Spiderverse came out. I have some pretty damn good reasons for it too. Now, I know it comes off very strong early on in the video, but look, the movies have given us enough objective facts to correct Miguel time and time again. This is without me having to go into any mad theory crafting, because it's my belief Miguel O'Hara doesn't know how the multiverse works, or at the very least, has a fundamental misunderstanding about how it works. It all stems from the idea that Spider Man must have a canon event that happens in his or her life, that Spider Man cannot exist without one. This is a particularly similar idea to probably one of the strangest concepts from television's quote unquote most intelligent show, Rick and Morty. Specifically, the central finite curve, which is a formula that Rick's developed in order to create a finite yet infinite multiverse where Rick is the most intelligent being in whatever particular universe he is in. Miguel has essentially established this exact same thing. However, instead of making himself intelligent, it subjects him to terrible and unending trauma. His central finite curve creates a finite yet infinite multiverse of spider people that have all experienced the same type of trauma in one shape or form. Everything from their Uncle Ben moment to the police captain moment. He even uses Uncle Aaron's death to prove this point. His reasons for creating this canon spiderweb go as follows. 1. This prevents the destruction of the universe and thereby the multiverse. 2. He has firsthand caused and experienced the destruction of a universe. While these reasons might seem solid at first, are incredibly fucking flimsy, especially when put under scrutiny. Because, as we the audience know, the Spider-Verse saga does not exist within a vacuum. It is a movie that comes before it, and it follows certain rules that the comics do, not to mention its connections to the MCU and the Sonyverse. So let's do some quick critical thinking. The deviation of a canon event will result in the destruction of a universe. This is his first point. Also, his most crucial, as his second point hinges on this point being correct. He supports this by using personal events, i.e., his replacement of himself in an alternate universe. He asserts that the destruction of Gabriel's universe is due to his replacement of himself. But we actively watch canon events change, and nothing happens. If Miguel is correct, the destruction should begin from the get go, the moment the deviation occurs. But in Pavither's home universe, Earth 5101, when the police captain is saved, the only reason a black hole is in Moombatan is because of Spot. Miguel and the Spider Society assume it's due to Miles's actions. But we, like Miles, know the truth. This is all Spot's fault. Another event we see change is Gwen's police captain. Gwen has a very heated argument with her dad after revealing herself as Spider-Woman to him, which results in her leaving and joining up with the Spider Society for a while. However, when she returns to her universe, Gwen is surprised to learn that her dad, her Earth's current police captain, just quit the force. Yet nothing has happened. There aren't even signs that anything will happen. We even know what said signs should look like. Miguel showed us. So did into the Spiderverse and the Collider. While it was pulling matter from another universe, this process began spiraling out of control, causing trees and lampposts to begin deteriorating and colliding with the other universe. But we don't see this. So either the movie is actively hiding this effect in Gwen's universe, which is unlikely as showing is telling in cinema, or the much more likely answer, it's just not happening. We can further expand on his ideas of the perfect canon events. He explains that Miles is an anomaly. His spider comes from Earth 42, not 1610, meaning Miles should be glitching in 1610. But this is something we do not see him do once. So, why does Miles glitch on Earth 42? Simple. Earth 42 may have been the spider's home, but it is not his home. But we should be asking a much more important question. If the canon events and the existence of Spider Man is so crucial to the existence of a universe, why does Earth 42 even still exist? By Miguel's rules, should it not have been obliterated? But he knows it exists. He also knows it's not following canon events. And it hasn't been for at least a year, which would be pretty goddamn slow if the whole universe is being destroyed. Now, you could say that the signs of the universe being destroyed is the fact that New York is on fire and has a high-ass crime rate. But this doesn't hold up, because then that should have been cited as an indicator. But even if it was, it's not happening on Earth 1610. Due to the existence of Miles as Spider-Man, the effects of the destruction have to be felt by both universes, as the Spider is from Earth 42 and Miles is from Earth 1610. His existence as the next Spider-Man directly influences and causes the death of 1610's Spider-Man. Not to mention, he would have directly influenced both Peter B. Parker and Gwen Stacy's lives, which would make Mayday an anomaly as well. But not only is Mayday not an anomaly, but Earth 1610 is doing fine, and Miles doesn't once glitch in his home universe. If it was a problem, the universe would let him know. It does for everyone else. It certainly does when he doesn't wear the wristband outside of his universe. It lets him know he's fucked on Earth 42, which means Miguel is either willingly cherry-picking his arguments, be it to feign ignorance or intentionally being malicious, or he simply doesn't realize the contradictory implications of his assertions. This can be further proven by Miguel's own actions, as it's during the fight with Da Vinci Vulture that Miguel gets involved. Him and Jessica drop in from the Spider Society and help Gwen take him out. This directly leads to Gwen revealing herself to her father, which would end up disrupting the canon event, causing him to leave the police force. Meaning Miguel created an anomaly. In fact, the entire Spider Society would have to be an anomaly, as it stems from Miguel's desire to prevent the destruction of any other universes. Personally, it's my belief that Miguel's presence had absolutely nothing to do with the destruction of Gabrielle's universe. The way the universe is obliterated when Miguel shows it to Miles looks like what might have happened if the Collider had exploded. Or a crazier theory of mine, it was either an incursion or a Molecule Man exploding. We don't have any actual evidence that his presence resulted in the destruction of that universe. Nothing but he and Peter B's word. But we know Peter B is an unreliable narrator, especially when relating to trauma or stress. Without the universe there, we can't possibly know what actually caused its destruction, which means Miguel doesn't know either. If you've watched this far in the video, consider giving it a like. If you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and invade my comment section on what you'd like to see me talk about next time. The first two videos in this series are some of the best performing videos on my channel, and I genuinely had fun making them. So, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace. If you've watched this far in the video, consider giving it a like. If you'd like to see more, fuck me.